Opening day is getting closer, and as we near the announcement of the RoughRiders roster for the 2017 season, we have a chance to catch up with Rangers Assistant Director of Player Development Paul Kruger here in Surprise at Rangers Spring Training. And Paul, we've had a chance to see some of these guys in the backfields the last few days, and even with some of the prospects getting traded out of the organization, it seems like you guys have pretty good depth still around the farm system here lately.
We do. I think we're excited about what we're going to have to offer here in 2017. I think, like you mentioned, we've lost a bunch of guys the last couple of years, whether that's in 2016, 2015, two trades to help our big league club, and that's a big part of what we're here to do in the minor leagues. But if you look at our team, you look at our depth, I think there's still a lot of pieces. There's guys that will be in Frisco potentially this year as Jose Trevino, Isaiah Falefa, Scott Heineman. These guys that you guys will become accustomed to throughout the year. But also, if you look at our depth in the Hickory and Down East Club, we're young. We're talented, so the names might not jump off to you, but there's a lot of ability that people haven't seen yet and haven't had a chance to because of their age. So we're excited about what we have and what we're going to be able to provide, not only in the minor leagues, but to the big league club for help as 17 progresses.
You mentioned the success at the lower levels, Hickory winning the title in 15 now, High Desert last year in 16. What's that core group been like to watch grow? Because they've really been together for those two title runs.
They have, and it's fun. I think it starts with behind the plate and Jose Trevino. He's a guy that really encompasses everything we're looking for in a leader. It's hard work. It's high effort. It's he holds his players accountable, and I think that goes a long way. You look at that. It's gamers. Michael De Leon, who was a RoughRider for a brief period of time in 2014. He'll probably be making a return, and it's just a good team. They know how to play team baseball, fundamentally sound, and they've had good pitching. So you kind of mesh those things together, led by the leaders and obviously with our managers that we've had with those two clubs, and Corey Ragsdale, who's moved on to our field coordinator, as well as Howard Johnson. It starts from the top, and these guys have really carried along our message and hopefully can continue to do that here in RoughRider land 2017.
Spring training starting to wind down. I know rosters still aren't fully set yet, but as you're out here evaluating, what are some of the things you're looking for, and how much does spring training performance make a decision, and how much is it more about regular season history?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think a lot of it, you don't want to jump to conclusions when, guys, let's say, hitting 500 in spring training, but, struggled a lot in season over 2016. But at the same time, we haven't seen these guys for 5 months in some instances. We've been in communication. We've tried to, set up workouts, so on and so forth. But you can't underestimate the work they've done, but you can't also overestimate it to kind of mix in both terms. But we'll take a combo of both. That's why we have, have our scouts come out here, compare to what they were in 2016, our player development staff, so on and so forth. So it's a good mix, but I think if you were to lean one way, it's a lot of what you've done and kind of have you taken what we told you to work on and taken that next step throughout the offseason.
One guy that seemed to do that last year was Isaiah Falefa with us in Frisco, 6 different positions, including that switch to catcher, and now some other guys seem to start going down that path, and we see it at the big league level with guys like Profar and Rua. How important is that in this organization's philosophy to build kind of Swiss Army knives like we're seeing around the farm?
Yeah, I think it's very important. I think if you look at the kind of culmination of a major league roster, usually it's about 12 or 13 position players. Well, if you can have that one guy who can fill many roles and be able to add an extra pitcher, that's huge in the long run. So guys like Kiner, guys like Profar, guys like even Ryan Rua, who plays left field but can also come in and play in the infield at first base, second base, played some third in his minor league career. It adds versatility and allows you to expand your roster, whereas you may keep only 12 position players now, but you've got 1, 2, maybe even 3 guys that can move around the field. And that's one way we approach Kiner last year. Is like, this is not saying you can't play infield in the big leagues, but to adding a tool to your toolbox that will hopefully allow you to stay in the big leagues and or get there and make a long career out of this.
All right, well, we'll see if Kiner Falefa is back in Frisco this year, as well as many others. Rosters due to be announced soon, and we're certainly looking forward to opening day. Hope you are as well. Thanks so much for your time out here, Paul. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, Ryan. Thank you.